ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to The Return, another edition, another episode of the Steve and Mike Show. My name is Mike Larkin, and joining me, as always, is my homie G, my top dog, my best friend for life, Mr. Stevie Nicks. How are you, homie?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, dog. It's been a while since we've last spoke, but I'm happy to get back on the grind, Mike Larkin. Like not not the way you get back on the grind, but I am happy to get back on the grind. You know what I'm saying, dog? So like it's just a lot of fun, and I'm happy to be back. You know what I'm saying, dog? You know what I'm saying, dog.
First of those of the episode, and no, with that type of grind, the grind is always good. And the grind never stops. And I will say this as far as, yes, our last episode was a month ago. We've been doing these monthlies, and we're back with what we do and what we love to do. And what I got to tell you is one particular thing I want to talk about, because as we do, we talk about this. We're very free flowing. There's no structure. We just let it fly. One thing I did have to bring to your attention, because I thought of you immediately as it was announced, Good Burger 2, my homie G, Keenan and Kel were on Jimmy Fallon. They said, hey, it's in the works. Finally, ever since 97, we're going to get a Good Burger too. What do you think?
I mean, this is what Hollywood does nowadays. Like they keep going back to the well to recycle old ideas because they got nothing left that's new. They don't know what works anymore. They have no originality. At least they're not willing to give new, real, movies a chance. So, like, I mean, I guess is this what is this for? Is this for kids? Is this for like adults that used to watch Good Burger when they were kids? Like who is? I'm a little confused about like who this is for, because
Well, for me,
like
like a lot of the members of the original Good Burger movie, like Abe Vigoda is dead. I mean, the only people I can see that they get back is Lori Beth Denberg. They get Josh Server in there. I mean, they can maybe get
yeah,
Shark.
but like who is the audience though? Like Mike Logan, like who is gonna watch this movie? Like I swear, like kids today don't know what the fuck Good Burger is.
Good,
Good Burger.
good burger.
Guten Tagen.
Guten Hagen, yes. Bigen, Hagen, Schmeigen.
What are you, the Swedish
Like
chef?
it's Euro trip. Like it's Euro trip. Did you say the Fringen, Hagen, Flugen, Hagen? Yes, please. This isn't where I parked my car. So, so yes, Good Burger too. I don't know.
Man rocks.
Span rocks. Yeah, a little something like right here. Just rub right into it. Just like a little something like right here. It's right there.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh boy. Mike Larkin's getting a little bit too comfortable over there.
Hey, me scoozy. Anyway, like
Yeah, that's your
scoozy,
favorite scene, Mike
scoozy.
Larkin. That's your favorite scene, Mike Larkin.
Not at all. Looking for some hot stuff, baby, to see me. Oh,
Dude, you made out with your sister.
oh my God. Here's a fun fact. You made up with your sister, man.
There's that. There's that. And then do you remember the episode of Law and Order
Yes,
SVU? Do you know which one I'm talking about? Because you watched that show, right?
I've seen it. Is this the one with Ice-T?
Yeah, yes, Mike Larkin, the one with the best one, the one with Ice-T.
Okay.
There's an episode of Law and Order SVU where there was a guy who was like unfaithful to his wife at one point and impregnated another woman and then raised a family of his own, but stayed in the same neighborhood as the other woman, and then she raised the other child, and then the kids went to school together. You know where this is going, right, Mike Clark? There's a boy
Yeah.
and a girl. They went to school together and became let's just say they became very friendly, Mike Larkin, and then when the boy is confronted about the DNA tests and finds out that they had what they call a South Carolina tryst, Mike Larkin, you know what I'm saying, dog? And he just starts yakking, Mike Larkin. He just starts yakking all over the place, Mike Larkin, you know what I'm saying? It was just that's like one of the most craziest. There's a lot of crazy episodes of that show, but that was like one of the craziest, Mike Larkin, where like they went through like all of that, and then like turns out that the two kids that were banging were related. That's what you call a Myrtle Beach tango, Mike Larkin. You know what I'm saying, dog? That's a Myrtle Beach tango right there, Mike Larkin.
Wow. Okay. So whatever he just said, fuck it. So
Whoa, I don't even know what I just said.
oh, I don't even know what I just said. So Horrible, sir. Horrible. Tourist capital of the world, Myrtle Beach. Just got to treat us like that. Anyway, like I was saying, like I was saying,
Freaking all of a sudden he's Paris over here. Myrtle Beach is Paris.
of course. No, but
Yeah, freaking
oh,
white
what?
trash Paris, maybe.
Oh, stop it. Friggin' with the having sex on the friggin' sky wheel and getting arrested for it. Yes, of course. But yeah, no, that's
I'm just saying, Mike Clark.
I'm just saying. Oh, that's all I'm saying. So one of the things I will say, anyway, back to Good Burger 2. Good Lord. Man. So Good Burger 2, I don't know
It's
what
gonna
the
be a fun show, Mike Clark.
oh, it absolutely is. And that's why I love what I do with you. So going back to Good Burger 2, I think it's more of a focus on the audience, like the nostalgia affair of what we grew up as in the 90s. I think it's more
Yeah.
towards that because nowadays, like you mentioned, nobody knows what that is. They don't only know Kel Mitchell from like Game Shakers, which was on Nickelodeon, stuff like that. They know Keenan from Saturday Night Live. Like that's about it. So I think it's more than nostalgia.
Yeah. Because I mean, there's no way kids today know what the hell Good Burger is. You know, you gonna. I mean, it's clear they're clearly going for those millennial bucks, Mike Clark. And they want the millennial. They want the millennial crowd. They want us.
Which
So
I mean, it depends on who else they get to be in the movie, though, is the thing. Of course, with the controversy with Dan Schneider, you can't have Dan Schneider in there because he played Mr. Bailey, the boss on the first one. But with everything that went on Dan Schneider, you don't really want Dan Schneider, so
yeah,
it's hard.
yeah, yeah.
But would you watch it though? Would you check it out?
Yeah. I would check it out just to see how it was. I doubt it's gonna be any better than the first one.
Well, no. Well, the first one we had one of our favorite scenes. Boy, this music sucks. Yeah, it does. Oh,
Atomic
oh.
Dog. That's a. I'm talking. Are you aware of are you aware? You can't even get the guy's
Yes,
name
I
out.
know. I'm aware of George Clinton in Parliament and Funkadelic. Yes, not just Knee Deep was the song in that scene, folks. Not just Knee Deep.
I,
Knee Deep.
I almost said George Washington.
Wow. You never tell a lie, folks. Never tell a lie.
That was Abraham Lincoln.
Lincoln, Washington, one cut down a tree, one never told a lie. Same thing. So anyway, cutting down trees.
You just disappointed every history teacher you ever had. You just let down.
Oh, whatever. Who cares? Telling the lies.
Wow, Mike Clark, and that was cold.
Tell me lies.
That was
Sweet
cold.
little
See,
lies. Tell me sweet
that's
little
one
lies.
of the differences between you and me is that you have a much more cavalier towards some of your former teachers, cavalier attitude towards some of your former teachers than I am. You just don't give a fuck, Mike Clark. Like it's
Yeah, I don't. I'm sorry, but no, they weren't all bad teachers. But it's just like, yeah, I'm kind of over that. But it is what it is.
shame, shame,
Hey,
shame, Mike Clark.
Michele. Yes.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Not all of them are
Uh,
bad. Not all of them are bad, but I mean, it is what it is. You know how I feel about our old high school. It is what it
I
is.
won't get. Let's not get into that again. I don't want to. I don't want to get us too off course with that nonsense. But
Yes. Moving on.
yeah, yeah.
So what we had there with Good Burger, I don't know. I think it's the nostalgia. Well, everybody loves the nostalgia. I look at podcasts now, for God's sake. Like everybody, we have our podcast for over many years now, and just what happened there. Like, look at podcast now is all about the nostalgia of rewatching old episodes. Like I think Boy Meets World, Pod Meets World is a pod now. The folks from Ned's Declassified as a pod now. The folks from Wizards of Waverly Place. Matt, guy who played Matt on Lizzie McGuire, Jake Thomas has a podcast with one of the chicks on Lizzie McGuire. That's a very big thing now in the podcasting world. It's just like in watching the old nostalgia episodes of the cast and crew that have been on it. It's very interesting, but it's kind of become a big thing now in today's
Well,
podcast.
you know why it is. You know why it is, Mike Clark, right? I
What is
mean,
that?
because there's nothing substantial going on today
Mhm.
that is piquing anybody's interest, so they have to keep going back to the pop culture of days gone by because that stuff at least was a little better and had a little more substance to it. Like a lot of the stuff that this, Mike Clark, and I'm not telling you anything you don't know. A lot of the stuff that they're churning out today, whether it's Nickelodeon or music or movies or whatever the hell it is, it sucks. A lot of it just is really bad and it sucks, Mike Larkin. Like that's why nostalgia is so big today because there really isn't a whole lot going on now that's worthwhile. And it's really sad.
It's very true and it's very sad, but I think back in the day, I think like we talk about now, like I just saw like we talk about our songs that we still talk about to this day in movies, like 23 years old now. Rollin', our old theme song, Rollin', Limp Bizkit turns 23 years old. Linkin Park's One Step Closer and sings Bye Bye Bye. Backstreet Boys Shape of My Heart that was in there. I think Britney Spears' Lucky was in there. Like a lot of stuff that we grew up with just turns 23 years old. And it's crazy just to think about that right now, you know?
Why are you trying to make me feel old, my Clark?
Hey, well, we are old. I'm going to be 31 in a few weeks.
Listen, man,
Listen,
listen.
man.
Like freaking speak for yourself, okay? I'm still young enough, okay,
Of
my Clark.
course. You're on the back nine. You're on the back nine.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, Mister. You're 1 year behind me over here, saying on the back nine. Yeah, okay.
But no, well, it's interesting too because I've been thinking about this too. I think
What'd
it's
you say, Sonny?
what I was trying to say. As I'm going to be 31 in a few years, few years, few weeks, few years. See what you do to me in a few
The
weeks.
memory's going. See, that's what happens when you get old, my Clark, and the memory goes.
So in a few weeks here, I'll be 31. And I always think like, man, with each and every passing year, and you've seen my posts, I'm very grateful for each and every year that I have. It's very
Mhm.
interesting. I always wonder to myself, have I, in the 31 years I'm living here on earth, have I really done anything really substantial, memorable? And I'm like, man, I do this stuff with you. I'm a good son. I'm a good friend. I always look at it from a stance too, as well as like, have I done enough so far? And do I want to keep doing?
You're an adequate friend.
Yeah, thanks. So I always wonder more. I think a lot of people can, you really equate to this. It's just like, have I done a lot thus far? Am I proud of what I'm doing? And I want to keep doing more, but am I happy with what I'm doing right now? It's always a pondered thought and something that I pontificate. But I think, like, you know what? I'm just happy just not only to live another year, but I get to see another year. And I think it's just like, again, appreciating the moments up until not just your birthday, but throughout the year and life in just general. I think about that a lot, man. And I think I'm very happy. I know you're very happy, Mr. 32 over here. So you know what's up.
No, I'm like Bernie Mac. I'm Mister 3000, my Clark, and that's what I am. You know what I'm saying,
Oh,
dog? I'm a straight up pimp. I'm the one hitting the balls out of the park in with Angela Bassett, my Clark. You know what I'm saying, dog?
oh my God, that movie! I remember first seeing that movie with my dad in the theaters.
That movie's 19 years old now, Mike Larkin.
Is it? Yes, that's true. Yeah, that's right.
Bernie Mac, rest his soul, rest in
I rest
peace.
his soul. Not a
Maybe
bad
soul because it's gone.
Sammy. Not a bad movie at all. Not a bad movie at all. Well, it came at Mr. 2009-97 because three of those hits didn't count. It was not a bad movie. I did not hate the movie. It was one of his very much underrated ones.
But our all time favorite Bernie Mac movie, of course, is Bad Santa, Mike Larkin.
Yes.
Just right, the just every scene that he's in is freaking hilarious, especially because when he's usually working with John Ritter, right? He's usually in the scenes with John Ritter, and that was John Ritter's last movie,
Yes.
right? And freaking John Ritter is like the best straight man like that you can ask for. And the way that they played off each other, especially the one where John Ritter is describing, well, you know what I'm talking about. He's describing how Billy Bob Thornton is in the women's dressing room with a lady friend, and and he's describing all of the activities that's going on. And Bernie Mac is just like, oh damn,
Yeah. Ooh.
oh, oh man, but he's not even really saying anything. He's not really saying anything. He's just like listening and like just like occasionally like chiming in with things like as he's having it described to him, and he like knows exactly what's going on. You can tell the wheels are in his yeah. Oh man. Oh, he's just the way that he does the way that he does that is freaking amazing. Like it's geniusly hysterical. Like just that he really like that is like his best movie, I think. Like that is Bernie the best Bernie Mac movie, I think.
Agree. I go with that. Or I look at like earlier roles, like "Don't Be a Menace to South Central" while drinking your juice in the hood, which featured the Wayans brothers, and it was the early parodies before the scary movies. "Don't Be a Menace to South Central" while drinking your juice in the hood is a very early one. And he played the black cop that was kind of like equating to the film with Boys in the Hood. I look at the original Kings of Comedy, him, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley. Like that is just you miss Bernie Mac. You miss great comedians like him, and of course the Bernie Mac show. This is the Bernie Mac show. This is the Bernie Mac show.
That's the theme song, Mike Logan. I didn't make that up at all.
No, no, not at all. But yeah, no, the Bernie Mac show was always good too. And like you know what it is? I miss stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk about people nowadays with music and comedy. There's just not enough substance. Excuse me. There's not enough substance, and there's just more of like I don't know. I can't rock with it. You know what I'm saying? I can't rock with it.
Do you know what? You know what? The little kid, the boys. Remember how he's always going, Jordan, Jordan, what the
Jordan.
hell you doing, Jordan? What
Yes.
the hell you doing to my slacks, Jordan? Remember that? You know why the kid's name is Jordan, right?
Why?
Because they're from Chicago. He's named after Michael Jordan.
Nice. I like that.
Did you know that? I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that. It's been a while since I've seen the Bernie Mac show, so now I know.
Okay, Stained.
It's been a while. Again, you hate Aaron Lewis. We're just gonna put this out here. You hate Aaron Lewis in the stupid.
Well, I hate Aaron Lewis. I thought it was we hate Aaron Lewis, not I hate Aaron Lewis.
Okay.
I thought we hate Mike Larkin. Mike Larkin, do you think that his eyebrow rings are cool now, Mike Larkin? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Oh God, I can't even with that. You know what I got to say? That all this time that I cried, all this wasted here in bed, all alone, I can't wait.
He thought he was so cool because he had those like eyebrow rings and like the earrings on the top of it. Like, no, no, you're not cool. Stop it. You're not hard, right, Mike Larkin? We always said that you're not hard.
You're not hard, but no, like around that time period, you had that song. You had "It's Been a While." They had a couple of hits off of that album. That album, man, they had "It's Been a While." They had "Fade." They had what was the other one? "The Silence Keeps Us." No, wait, "For You" was another one off that. But every song was just like the kids were like all upset. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It was like just very.
It was like what?
It's like,
Like,
go crazy. Oh baby, oh baby. Now it's my day just to party all the way to Sunday. Every day's just
every day's just a holiday.
cruise on the freeway. Yeah, no. But that whole Stained, I mean, the only other thing I could say, they had a song called Price to Play that was kind of They had Right Here. I remember that years later, because you always find a way to keep me right here waiting. Like, no, I couldn't deal with it, man. That song was everywhere. Right Here was everywhere.
That was we were in high school, right? Oh my
When
god.
that came out, yeah, that was 2006. So yeah, I was in middle school going into high school.
Okay, I was in high school. I'm 1 year older than you, Mike Logan. So yeah, I was in high school.
Yes.
I'm, because I've just been, reminded, like, nonstop, continuously over the past 15 minutes about how much older I am than you, and about how old I am. So now that's all I'm going to think about now is that, I'm older than you, Mike Larkin. So you should respect your elders, Mike Larkin, because
Oh, of course.
you made sure to make a point of how much older I was than you. And if you even think about right now, bringing up the fact that there was a guy at a movie theater one time that accidentally mistaken you for being older than me and asked for my ID and not you. You can go take that and you know where you can shove it, Mike Larkin, okay? Because that guy was stupid, okay? It doesn't mean shit, okay? Don't even try to say it, okay? It means nothing. That guy did not know what he was doing, okay? He was probably blinder than me, okay? So don't even try to bring that up about the fact that I got ID'd one time and you didn't. Okay, that doesn't make you like more mature or more older looking than me. Okay, Mike Larkin, let's not even go there. I know what you're gonna say. Don't try it. Okay, you're not cool. You're not hard. Just stop. Okay, don't even try it. Just stop.
I did not give Weird Al permission to use my music. So what he's referring to, folks, is the fact that when we went to go see Machete, and we were going to see a rated R movie called Machete, Danny Trejo and Don Johnson and Robert De Niro, the whole nine. We got stopped, we got ID'd,
Go ahead.
and and what happened was they asked for his ID because, well, he was with me, just had to make sure everything was, straight and on the narrow path, and then boom, we went right in. You had to get ID'd, man.
There is no Mike Larkin. Mike Larkin, there is no way that you ever looked older than me.
I don't know about that, man.
There is no way. Mike Larkin. Okay. Come on. Be real, Mike Larkin.
What you mean, be real? Be white. Great. Run, bitch, run. He gonna kill you.
You act your raggedy ass mind. This is Black History Month.
Is this some kind of initiation? This isn't how they do it on American Idol. right into
Oh
the trash
man.
can. Oh, but yeah, no,
Uh,
we went to see Machete, and that was a very interesting time. That was.
that was a very interesting is one way to put it, Mike Larkin.
No, we'll be honest here. We were the only white boys in that theater. Keep it
You
on.
know, Mike Larkin, I'm not ashamed to say that I was a little scared.
I was a little scarred too because with everything that was going on in that movie and how powerful it was. I mean, when you're the only two white boys in that movie theater, shit could have went down. It could have
They were getting bowed up, Mike Larkin. You know what I'm saying? They were
very
getting bowed
much
up.
bowed up.
And it was a little bit scurry, Mike Larkin.
I think the worst one was well, one of the worst ones. And I've talked actually I mentioned this to my mom the other night because we were talking
Shout
about
out to your mom. We love
shout out
your
to my
mom,
mom.
right?
Shout out to my mom.
I love and
Uh,
her cookies.
Stop it. That movie. Well, my mom actually loves that movie. Not our movie. Not our movie. God damn. We got
That's because your mom's the best. That's my favorite movie from the 2010s. So your mom's the best. So
yes, absolutely. And your dad was not happy with us because we kept nudging each other during the
well,
movie.
Mike Larkin, there's just so many innuendos that we couldn't help it, Mike
We
Larkin. We
couldn't
had
help
to we couldn't help it, Mike
it.
Larkin.
I do distinctly remember guys, your dad going, "Stop it! Stop
it,
it!"
it was pretty dry up at the lake.
Oh, God, got pretty wet down here. So it's a great movie. If you've never seen The Boy Next Door, it's a great movie. It's an underrated J Lo flick. Go see
One of my favorites.
one
One
of
of
my
my
favorites
favorites.
too. Oh, anyway, the worst one I was telling her about was the Unfriended one because they brought a little kid into a rated R movie, and we both looked at each other like, "What the fuck?" I remember that distinctly. You and I looked at each other like, "What the fuck?" Like
I
what?
mean, it's rated. I mean, it's rated R. Like
Right?
that should like be a no brainer. Like to not bring your kid into a rated R movie, and yet someone did it.
Yep.
And I don't really remember a lot about what happened through the first half hour of that movie because all I remember is hearing wah wah wah.
And then somebody went out to the usher and said, "Hey, can we get this little kid out of here?" And then they finally did. And then we watched the remainder of the movie. But yeah, no, it was bad. That was bad. Or when we were watching, oh God, what was the one with the Ouija about the Ouija board?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
those teens, the teen girls behind us, like wouldn't shut the fuck up.
I mean, that's not as bad though as I mean that's still pretty bad, but that's not as bad as bringing a baby into an R-rated movie though. Like that
No,
was
that
like
was
pretty
worse.
bad.
Right.
Okay, am I looking ready? Okay, so you know that like one of my favorite store of all time, not one of my favorites, my favorite store of all time is Spencer's,
Yes.
right? You know it's my favorite store of all time, and
You've got
yet
me many gifts from Spencer's. My whole collection of your gifts is from Spencer's.
Michael Organ, really? What? I
What?
don't. What are you talking about,
What
Michael?
are
I
you
don't
talking
know what
about?
you're talking about. This is new to me. This is all new to me.
No, I think you got me this shirt, this NWO shirt from Spencer's. I think you did.
Probably,
Probably.
probably,
Probably.
probably. I got this shirt from Spencer's. I got this shirt from Spencer's, Michael Organ.
Yeah, you want to show the people what you're wearing there, Nummy.
No. That's enough. You only get a taste. You don't get the whole thing.
Little appetizer, little taste.
Yeah. But I can't tell you how many times I've gone into Spencer's, and yet people think that it's like perfectly okay to bring like their little kids into Spencer's, like like and strollers and shit too, like and freaking holding like little preschool kids by the hand and like and my login. I mean, freaking there's shirts like this in Spencer's,
I know.
and worse, there is hentai shirts in Spencer's. There, and then you get to the back, and there's like lingerie and like sex toys and all crazy stuff. Like,
And they bring a
uh,
kid in there.
I mean, look, they don't say no children allowed but I mean, like, you really should have some common sense. That's the thing. Is like they don't say like you can't bring a kid into a movie theater, but like if it's an R-rated movie, you need to have some common sense. If it's a store like Spencer's, like you need to have some common sense. You can't bring your kid into an environment where they're going to be exposed to things that they really should not be even near at all. And I think that is just like so irresponsible for some parents that they don't understand what an appropriate environment for a child is. It's actually pretty disturbing when you think about it. Like that there are people who don't know what an inappropriate environment for a child is. Like that's scary, Mike Larkin, when you really think about it.
Right. And first of all, I will say this: it's called hentai, and it's an art. But I look at it from a stance too, as
Word
well.
up, Mike Larkin, word up.
Word
Preach,
up,
brother, preach. Preach, brother, preach.
raise the roof. Yeah, no, we don't need no water. Let the motherfucker. So what he talks about, what we're oh, okay. So what he refers to, Spencer, yes, a lot of innuendos, a lot of inappropriate stuff, like you mentioned, the attire, outerwear. But god dang it, man, you're bringing kids into there. Like you mentioned, there's no age restrictions, but like, come on now. Come on now. Come on, man.
So what do you think about that? Because at least like in R-rated movies, like that's the R rating is an age restriction.
Right.
So like a place like Spencer's,
Mhm.
should they put a sign up that says no children allowed?
With everything that they apply and what everything that they sell and how they market everything, absolutely.
You think there should be?
Absolutely.
Because some people will see that and be like, well, that's discriminatory. Whoa, why do I have to leave my kid out?
Ageism. What are you talking about here? What do you say there? And Jackson. And no, not remember the Jackson 5. Oh, so, no.
Oh no, my file.
Oh, dear. Oh, Penelope Snow, Anton Jackson. Oh, man. That's one of the jams. Take a bite of my sandwich, Anton. Yes.
Scrumptious.
Operation Whitewash goes global. Like a great movie.
Hey,
Undercover.
Mike Logan, I got something to tell you, Mike Logan.
What?
This chicken is the bomb.
Oh, General's fried chicken. It's butt kicking. Hey, hey, Jim.
Billy D.
Oh,
Williams, dog.
yep.
Billy D, Billy D, Billy D, Billy
Share
D.
peace, share peace, marriage, 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 marriage. Oh, the first two Nutty Professors, man. Nutty Professor 2, The Clumps, even was better. The most wonderful time of his life. I'm pulling beef at your taco. I'm sick.
We lost half the audience already, Mike Logan, because we've just gone through so many references.
Oh, this is what we do, folks. This is the show. It's references. We don't stay to the point. We'll come back to the point.
Yeah.
We'll,
Congratulations if you made it this far.
right. We'll get serious like I did talking about 31 years old and you know how much of an impact.
Oh, it's serious, my lord. Come on, okay, serious. Serious
Serious.
stuff. Don't laugh. It's serious.
Oh my god, that actually reminds me of something in the history of this show. We tried to be serious that one time because something happened. Remember with our school in the middle school, the kid with the bomb? Like they were like apparently he was saying he was going to do a bomb, but he really wasn't. He said it, and everybody thought he was going to do a bomb. We tried to do a serious show one time in the early stages.
Oh my god, I remember. I haven't thought about that in
Right,
forever.
right, yeah.
Oh my god, I remember that. It was like all over the news.
On News
The
12,
kid,
yeah.
yeah, he was 12 years old. The kid, and then parents, where the parent was on, the mom was on the news, right, and just talking about him. And
News 12, baby.
oh my god, that's right.
Yep, we tried. Like the
We
first,
tried.
we tried to be serious, and then it just it was
mm,
off the rails.
we can't do it. My god, we were talking about this already. We can't do it. We can try to have a podcast where we're not just being hilarious to each other, but
Right.
we can't do it.
It's one of the things too. What's weird about what we do with our shows, our various shows, like you'll get this show where it's just we're all over the place. Then you'll get you talking about hockey with your guests. Then you'll get my interviews, and then you'll get all the stuff. So we can be serious. It can happen.
Or you'll get the early days of the SNE, the Stevie Nicks experience,
Variants.
where I spend a half an hour talking about Cheryl Teagues and Farrah Fawcett.
Yes, that's
and
right.
I'm just looking at Mike Larkin, my producer, just being like, when the fuck is he gonna shut the fuck up?
That actually did happen. You're actually right. I'm laughing that you're bringing that up. Yes, it's 30 minutes. We're talking about whatever we're talking about. Then he just goes on this tirade or about 20, 30 minutes about Cheryl Teagues. It's just like, Jesus. Yeah.
This is like 2015. This is the early days
It's
of
the
our
early
podcast.
stages of our podcast. Yeah,
I
20.
mean, we really didn't know what the hell we were doing, and I just went completely off the rails.
Yep.
I was still a little bit I was a little bit flustered there still, Mike Larkin, and
You just went off the rails about Cheryl Teagues.
I can't help it, Mike Larkin. Just I'm a sucker for beautiful women. I can't help it, Mike Larkin, and we were, and I didn't really know we didn't know what the hell we were doing. Like that's the whole thing is like in the early days, like we really didn't know
What we were
what
doing.
the hell we didn't know what this show was going to turn into or our other shows. We didn't know what it was going to be like we really were just like grasping at straws. And also you talk about like how far we've come like just in our lives and maturity wise like we were in a completely different like place too even there just from that perspective. So like it's amazing how like so much how far we've come and how so much has changed. Like you're definitely not going to hear. And I don't suggest going back and listening to our older stuff because it really is not that great. And I was just completely all over the place and really should not have had a 30-minute audio essay
About
about
Cheryl
poster
Teagues.
girls and poster girls Cheryl T.
Well, there was one episode I got to bring up because I put it up every year because Star Wars Day is so big. Like that episode where you did the 12-minute review about the Star Wars, that what was it, The Force Awakens and all that. Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude! Like you'll hear like the first few minutes is just you complaining about the crowd clapping when friggin' Han Solo and all them come up. Like, don't freaking clap! This is not a friggin' what are you talking about? This is not a play. It's a movie theater. What the hell you mean? You're just gonna start clapping in the middle of this movie? You got like really annoyed by the people. Oh, you went on
Well,
a whole diatribe about it.
well, my lord, on that, I mean, you gotta admit that was pretty ridiculous, though, my lord. I mean, even now, I'm thinking back on it now, and I'm like, that is still pretty. Like, you're in it. You're what? It's a screen, Mike Larkin. Okay, like you're not like they can't hear you clap. Like,
I know it's how they roll. It's the Star Wars fans, man.
freaking nerds, man. That's what it is. It's the freaking nerds, Mike Larkin. They gotta just you guys got to be put in your place. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you guys got to be put in your place. Like, I'm sorry, dog, but
Of
like
course.
sometimes you just take things too far. You guys, you and your people,
Me and my people, yes, of course.
and I'm not. I'm totally not part of that.
Oh no, not at all.
But
Oh,
yeah, but I mean, and that was one that I just did like, out of the blue, like just spontaneously because I just felt like I wanted to do it. But like, but even there, like we really didn't really know like what the rhythm was supposed to be like. And really, and you know what, it turns out like the answer was that like there really you really shouldn't have a lot, like we've been talking about, like really the answer is to not have a lot of structure. Like we thought that we were like supposed to put so much structure and planning into all of this, and we were trying to figure out like how the formula was supposed to work. And like I remember I was doing a lot of shtick in the beginning too also, Mike Larkin. Like I was going out of my way to be very like sticky. You remember some of the stuff that I was doing in the beginning, and that was just totally ridiculous and over the top, and it was just like not really me. And like we didn't really know how to like just let our true selves like translate into this medium yet. And so like those early episodes are like us just trying to figure out what the hell we were doing here. I honestly, Mike Larkin, I don't know if you felt the same way, but for the first like year and a half, I wasn't sure if it was going to even last because I felt like we were just doing so bad, and I felt like nobody was listening. And I'm still kind of half right about that, but I felt I just wasn't really sure because it was hard figuring some of that shit out. You remember? I
I
mean,
do.
and I'm sure this is the life of a lot of podcasters, and it's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of figuring things out. It's a lot of learning a lot about yourself too, right?
Right. And I think with me, like how I used to go about doing interviews, like I still sometimes it's like, all right, maybe I'll have like a half of okay, let's talk about this, and then let's just let it flow. That's how I do it. I think the best way to do it is let it flow. Okay, you maybe have some bullet points, but mainly with any show, let it flow. But the thing too is like where I was as an interviewer there, the where I am now, and what I get to do with the LFC stuff, I looked at it from that standpoint. It's just like, you know what? I was still shy and timid, but then I just grow and we all continue to evolve and adapt. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
main thing because you never stop learning. As far as this goes here, I'll speak
Yes.
to of us. Yeah, we had no idea what we were doing. We were both very just like, oh, we have to have something each and every week and this and that and that. It's like, no, like, we thought we were too over the top of it. We were overthinking it. Best way.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were
Absolutely.
overthinking it. Yeah, I didn't even think we were gonna last past 2016, 2017, but here we are, 2023, baby.
I mean, it's just it's crazy how like we just you keep pushing through. You got to keep pushing through, I guess, and that's where the growing pains come in, and but I think that was good because we got to this point. We made it through and got to here, and now it's like it's fun. It's fun. Like this, it didn't used to be. You can disagree with me on this again, but like it wasn't fun in the beginning. Really, like we were trying to have fun, but like it was so forced that like I didn't feel like fulfilled after I would do the. I mean, I like talk. I always like talking with you. I don't want you to think that it's you. It's not you, but like I didn't because I didn't feel like it was a good product, so I wouldn't feel fulfilled because it wasn't really the authentic us. And now we're at a point where it is the authentic, like this is how we are now, right?
Oh yeah.
So now it's a different, it's fun now. Like, and I enjoyed. I'm happy we have this now, but before it was like, I felt very uncomfortable just with everything that was going on, and I think that that's just how it is, I guess, for a lot of podcasters too, I guess, right? I mean, it's just you're never going to be great. Everybody's earlier stuff sucks, right? In the beginning, you suck in the beginning. You're always going to suck in the beginning, but you have to work through that and figure out what your true voice is and what you really want to do. And if you can power through that and you continue to improve and you continue to work on yourself and work on your game and all that stuff, you will get better. And we did get better and we slowly began to improve and it's a lot different now. And also we've grown as people too, as you've pointed out. And so like it's a totally different animal now than it was. And we have a much clearer idea now of where we want to go with things now. Or in the past, we didn't.
Right. And I think with our schedules, because I think obviously life gets in the way with everything. Like we've decided with this show, it's like, because we used to do it every week. And like you talk about being forced, it's like, okay, what are we going to do this week? What are we going to do that week? And we got to remember when we first started doing the show, I was 23, you were 24. Now we're 31, 32. Like we've grown in that particular time period. We were still young. You know what I'm saying? We were still pretty immature. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the same person I was when I was 23 than where I am now, going to be 31. So it's very interesting and a lot has went on, but also at the same time, it's like, you know what? I remember when I first tried getting you to start doing more stuff solo because I was starting to do the interview stuff. And I'm like, you have such a great voice with the Islanders, with the Mets. Like you have a lot of stuff. You should do it. Then you were very timid, but then you finally got into it. And then you started talking about Cheryl Teagues for 30 minutes. But no, I digress. It's one of those things where we found the niche there. And then we started getting to the hockey experience now. And, we did the golden age of everything. So we found your groove. You found your groove with that, which I know we've been talking about making comebacks with that. You just have to redo like the golden age of everything, how you want to go back about doing that. But, we're figuring out. We're slowly but surely figuring it out.
Notice how I started the golden age of I don't know if you picked up on this, my love. Notice how I started the golden age of everything and I found another excuse to talk about Poster Girl.
Oh yeah, that was the favorite. That was the favorite portion of the show. If you go back and listen to our older episodes on the SoundCloud, just women of sex, 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 sex.
Heroes of sex.
Heroes of sex, sex, sex. he would
What is wrong with me, Mike
he would
Larkin?
emphasize that every episode. I'm like, Michael,
I,
now it's the best part of the show. The heroes of sex, 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 sex. Oh god, the early stuff was very, very cringy.
this is why we needed to rework the show.
Oh yeah, because it would be 30. Well, I would even listen to you talking about it. I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna have like a 30-minute dissertation about breasts and oh my the circumference and just the areola.
Whoa! Wait, I never got like that creepy
Oh,
about it.
you were like Michael Buffer and you don't mess with the Zohan. The ratio.
Really, you're gonna bring up "Don't Mess with the Zohan"?
That's what the
Really, that's
Zohan.
what you're gonna do right now. You're gonna bring up "Don't Mess with the Zohan" right now. That's
Disco,
what you're
disco,
gonna do.
woo, woo, disco, woo, woo.
Wow, that hurts, Mike Larkin.
It
You're gonna
hurts.
compare
Right,
me to "Don't Mess with the Zohan."
soul is where it hurts, sir. Oh no,
You're real proud of yourself for that one, aren't you? You're real
absolutely.
proud of you.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, no, We've come a long way since 2015. But no, I absolutely agree with you. I think with any podcaster, you have to find your own niche, you have to find your own groove, so to speak. Like I'll tell you straight up, from my perspective, with working with you, and like I said, this friendship is a beautiful thing, but we get to, convey that more when we get it to be on screen and on the microphone, starting video and what have you now with what we're doing, and also the editing portion of what we get to see the GIFs, and I can add in photos so everybody can just enjoy, what we're
Which
talking.
you have done a great job.
Oh,
Like I
thank
told
you.
you before, like you've come a really long way with that too. Like it's really improved the
And
quality
I
of
used to,
our.
right, and I hated editing. Like I didn't even want to edit. I remember back in the day, I didn't even want to edit. I'm just like raw. Here we go. But no, like it adds a lot more. Adding the gifs, adding the pictures, so everybody can see what we're talking about and feel the moment like we are.
You're like raw. Here we go, Mike Larkin. Like raw, like
Here we
or like rawr.
rawr, point like a tiger. Rawr. And okay, it's like Starsky and Hutch, Will Ferrell, two dragons. Find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna have some after it will be like.
Oh man.
Yeah. But no, that thank you. I appreciate that. But that's the beauty of editors. But yeah, no, that's what you have to have with your podcast, have the nice flow. Everybody starts off shitty, but then we get better. I think probably we've had some bad podcasts. I mean, the Stevie Nicks hockey experience, I won't mention any names, but still ever that one that one episode,
There's
which I'm probably gonna put up on my YouTube channel. So go subscribe to the YouTube. Some old interviews, and
it. All I'll say is it's the shortest episode of that show by far.
you can see which one it is. You can see which one it is.
It's not hard to figure out if you
Yes.
know that it's the shortest one.
But here's the thing too, and I'll refute a point to you that you used to make.
Okay.
Sometimes
Okay.
the shorter ones are the better ones, keeping people entertained and people paying attention. Sometimes,
Yes.
yes,
Like the Star Wars one was 14 minutes, and that was a short one, and that was, and that's not hockey, but that was I thought that was a decent one, right? I mean, that's you keep putting it up, so
yep,
I guess it was a decent one, but like, it really depends on the content, though, right? It depends on the content. If you don't have any content to put in there,
yep,
then it's this is what they told us in school. Radio is crap in, crap out.
yep,
You get in, you get out of it what you put into it. So if you don't really put anything worthwhile into it, you're not going to get anything worthwhile out of it.
mhm,
And that's one of the things that translates from terrestrial radio into the new frontier of podcasting. That still makes sense, here, because that's definitely rings true here too. Is it you definitely have to put time and effort and care into what you're producing and what you're putting out there. Otherwise, if you do a crap job, it's going to be a crap episode. So
right. And I mean, you know what it is too. It's very interesting just to think like about the past
we
episode.
got very meta today, Michael. Did you notice that we got very meta on this episode?
Yes, we did. I noticed
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
which is fine. But
yeah.
that's
No,
the
I
thing.
like it. We're doing good. Let's keep going. Keep going. We're doing good.
Very meta. I like it. But no, that's the thing too. When you start to realize what's going to be bad, like sometimes with the interviews, I'll even say this, like there's a couple of guests I've had that one word answers. I hate that. Give me a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I understand if you're nervous, but give me a little something to work with. And I mean that stuff. And like I said, I speak from my experience now. I'm on two YouTube channels, for God's sakes. I'm on the LFC YouTube channel doing reviews, and I have the Capital Championship Wrestling YouTube. Like how I look at how I
Oh,
went.
but you're not bragging or anything.
So how I looked at how I That's why I did that, just so you could to stop and then I just keep going. That's one of our gags. Like I'll say something that sounds braggadocious, and you'll go, "Oh, well, no, you're not bragging at all, Mike Larkin." And then I'll go, "But yeah, when I do this, that's the beauty of the gag. It's a gag. It's beautiful."
And we have we're lucky because we have and if the people who listen to multiple episodes would know, we actually have many multiple running gags
Yeah, that's
between
one
us
of the running
because that's how our friendship and our relationship is we just have always had running gags and we just brought them into the podcast because it just felt more authentic,
right.
right?
Sunsets
And
wine.
so that's one of our things is that we have running gags, and it was that was something that was never forced. That was something we always did, and it just came very natural, right?
Like sunsets, wines, and facials. Like that'll never be. You'll never know what that's about. But that's a great inside joke. A sunsets, wine, and
No,
facials.
no, you're doing it wrong. Like it's sunset.
Sunsets,
Wow.
wine, facials.
And it's 5 o'clock somewhere, my clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, like you're really like gonna start drinking at like 2:30 in the afternoon? Really? Like you're gonna do that? Okay, sure, whatever.
They really needed that wine fix, my clock, and they had to get their wine on.
That reminds me when you were down here and we stayed at the Ocean Reef, which is a great hotel. If you're ever in Myrtle Beach, Ocean Reef, and you're going towards the club scene, on Celebrity Square, Broadway at the beach. You're going towards North Myrtle Beach with many of the clubs on, the Ocean Drive section.
It was all of us. Your mom was there too, right? It wasn't just
Yes.
we didn't share a room together, my Clark. It was
No,
just me and you sharing a room. Okay,
no, no. We
your
got to,
mom was there, the whole fam was there, right?
yes.
It
It
wasn't just
wasn't
like
that,
okay,
but we got to
don't
talk
get
about
it twisted. Don't get it twisted, my Clark. Okay.
get it twisted. We gotta put this into perspective because it was hilarious. Because you were down here and it was the middle of the week. It was like a Wednesday, and we're going back from where came. We went to dinner, and we're coming back. We're all my mom, you, and I were all chilling at the hotel. We're going in the elevator, and you see everybody just like a warm of people going clubbing, and you're like, "It's a Wednesday. Like what are they doing?" And I'm like, "They're on vacation, man. They go to the clubs on Wednesdays here. It's a vacation, man." You
I
just
don't know, man.
were just so like they're going to a club on a Wednesday. Like, yes, that's what they do.
You find them in the club, bottle full of bud.
Aka, what you need, yes. Feel the buzz. I'm into having sex and into making love. So come give me a hug and get drunk. That song is fucking 20 years old now. Good God.
Okay, you have to age every song for me now, my Clark. Is
Well,
that what you're gonna
yes,
do?
you're
You're
freaking
gonna say
bringing
you're
up.
gonna point out how old every song is now just to
We
ruin
even
it?
got on the air. You were talking about "Be Cool with Me," "Twinkle Twinkle Baby, Twinkle Twinkle," and that's 20 years old. And all I got to say to that is "Walla Walla Walla Bang Bang, Walla 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 Bang Bang."
Oh my God, Mike Logan, that song is a banger. Mike
It's
Logan, that
Walla Walla
song,
Walla Bang Bang
and it's not even on the soundtrack, but
banger.
I think the song is called "Act an Ass" or
Yep.
something like don't act an ass or something like that. Oh my God, such a good song, Mike Larkin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
Don't go down that alley, Samoan.
look out, Samoan.
That's Samoan. One of Vince Vaughn's most underrated performances. Be cool.
I'm not going. I told you. We already talked about this. Like he makes
That movie.
that entire movie. Okay, every scene he's in is one of the best scenes of the movie.
Yep.
Okay, like it really is like his best role. Like I almost hate to say it, but like it is his best role.
They got me, Elliot. They got me.
Ah!
Ah, I'm on fire. But no, that's the thing too. It's like if you remember that time period when he was making movies, like he had The Cell with Jennifer Lopez. He was in Domestic Disturbance with John Travolta. He was in Dodgeball, of course, with Ben Stiller. And then friggin' here comes Be Cool.
I mean, it's just like he was perfect for that role. He was just so perfect for that role.
I will say
Like
this: I prefer the original Psycho over his version of Psycho all day, every day.
I was thinking of bringing that up, but I wasn't sure if you were gonna talk about it or not. If you,
Oh, we're gonna talk about it. His fucking that version was dog shit. I will go with the original Psycho all day, every day.
I mean, like what? Here's my question, Mike Larkin, and I don't mean any disrespect
Or no
when
harm.
I
No disrespect. You don't mean no harm. Go ahead.
don't be so quick.
Walk away, dance with me.
But what I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted, Mike Larkin. I mean, who did? I don't. Does anyone believe that someone is going to get that obsessed over Anne Heche?
No. Oh wow. Oh, you're gonna even go there. Oh my god.
I went there, Mike
Oh,
Larkin.
you went there.
I went there, dog. I went there, drove back, and or sent a postcard.
I'm in there, dog. I'm in there, dog. I'm in there, dog. I'm in there, dog. I hear you. So, yes, I don't know who would be so obsessed over Anne Heche, but what Vince Vaughn was.
That just that was such a
Oh,
how first of all, how do you go and remake Psycho? First of all,
You can't with how good that was in the friggin' 1960, man. You can't do that.
and that's an all-time great movie, Mike Larkin. Like they actually, and when I was in college, one of the classes I took was American film genres, and that was one of the movies that they showed because this is during COVID, and what the all pretty much all they did in the class was just show us movies and watch movies, and then we talk about them and write essays about them and all that stuff. And one of the movies that we were shown was Psycho, the original Psycho, obviously, not the fucking '98 crap, but like that isn't all because it's an all-time classic, Mike Larkin, right? Because this is one of the movies that you should see because it's one of the all-time great horror movies that's ever been made by an all-time master of the craft. Okay? Now, for anyone to think that it is suitable to try to make that and think that it could be anything better than the original is just criminally misguided. Okay? Criminally misguided. Like here's what I don't understand about Hollywood, and there's a lot I don't understand about Hollywood, but how come they only remake good movies and they don't try to remake bad movies and improve upon bad movies? How come they think that they can only how come they think that they can improve upon the best movies ever made? Like why like the audacity of some studios to think that they're gonna be better than perfect.
Like I
Like
hate. Well, here's the thing. I'll make an example here. Like I loved Arthur with Dudley Moore, and which was a great movie. And of course, Christopher Cross. If you get caught between the moon and New York City, the best that you can do is fall in love. Uh,
he
yes.
had some good hits back in the day, man. Right, my Lord, Christopher
I
Cross.
mean,
He had,
yeah. I
uh,
mean,
and I've got such a long way to go.
such a long way to go. Featured Michael McDonald. One
He had
line.
one line,
One line.
one line, Mike Huggins.
One line.
Probably got paid a boatload of money though to sing that one line.
If I hear Yamo be there one more time, I will Yamo burn this place down. That's what I'm going to do. So,
Another classic.
absolutely. Minute by minute, I'll be holding on. I'll be holding on. He came from somewhere back in the long ago.
Listen, man, like you got to leave my man alone, okay? Like he's trying to move. He's trying. You got to move on from my man. Like, I I changed my phone number. I changed my address. I told him to not call me.
Well, I didn't know that, so I am sorry. One of the no, his face, Seth Rogen's face. That well, I didn't know that, so I am sorry.
I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I have at times been compared to Seth Rogen.
That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
Doesn't shock me. So
I just found out that I'm pregnant. Congratulations, you're the father.
Woo!
Woo! Okay, Ric Flair.
Woo! Woo! So fucking. Where the fuck are we going with that? Oh my god!
I don't know. I don't know.
We just went off there. No, but I was saying. So Arthur. There we go. Back to the point. So Arthur, I loved it. Dudley Moore, Liza Minnelli, Christopher Cross.
Mm-hmm.
They remade that later on in the mid 2000s. Russell Brand killed it. It was dog shit. So yeah, I hear you with Hollywood.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just like you can't. It's like trying to like make another Mona Lisa, thinking that you're gonna do better than Da Vinci.
Right.
You know, like it's like you can't. Like you can't do it. You know, it's just why does anybody think that they can do something like that? Like you can't. It's not possible. Why are you trying?
But they do.
And I'll tell you the answer. I know I'm asking that fully knowing the answer already because we all know it's about the dollar bills, y'all, Mike Larkin.
Dollar bill, y'all. Dollar bill, y'all.
Tiger Woods, y'all.
Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my automobiles? I don't think you do. So you and me are through. Oh, yes. Writing's on the wall, Destiny's Child. You make me want to throw my pager out the window. Tell MZI to cut the phone pole. Make my lease so I can move. So you a bugaboo, a bugaboo. Oh, young Kobe Bryant in that video. Rest in peace, Mamba. Oh, yes. Good times, man. Good
But
times.
look, you never watched basketball in your life. You're gonna all of a sudden go start calling him Mamba, like you were like his biggest fan, Mike Larkin, like you were like obsessed with him, Mike Larkin, like his name was Stan.
I don't know if you know this or not. I'll get to Stan in a minute here, sir. I don't know if you know this or not, but basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. I keep it so fresh on the microphone. Shut up, Val, while you're 12.
See, that's why does Bow Wow or Lil Bow Wow as he
It's
was
little Bow
going at
Wow
the
at the
time?
time, yes. Little Bow.
Why does Lil Bow Wow think that he can do a better job than Curtis Blow?
Don't know. Well, because it was fitting for the title of Like Mike, Michael Jordan. They're playing basketball, and then they did Like Mike 2 Street Ball, which featured the kid from Big Mama's House and Kel Mitchell, and it sucked. It sucked. They did a Like Mike 2 with street, but it was a street ball version. They did. It's like NBA Ballers, one of my favorite video games. NBA Ballers and NBA Ballers Phenom included more of the street ball. You had Hot Sauce in the story mode. For those that played NBA Ballers Phenom, you got to play against Hot Sauce, street ball legend. So y'all know what I'm talking about. NBA Ballers Phenom. Banging soundtrack. But NBA
Like,
Ball.
look at you don't watch basketball. You're not a basketball fan. Why are you trying to act like you watch basketball all of a sudden? What is the appeal here?
And Chauncey Billups was on the cover of
Oh my
NBA.
god.
And NBA Ballers had the Star.
I hate you so
I
much.
used to have the Starberry, Stephon Marbury. Come on now, man. NBA Shootout. We're going to play some more. NBA 2K3. I was all up in the mix. Come on now. Come on, man. So, I mean,
Mike Larkin, you don't even know what team Stephon Marbury played for, okay?
Phoenix
Like, what are you
Suns.
going to.
The Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns. Phoenix. It was sunny.
Only because he was on the cover. You don't know any of his other. He played for like 5 teams. You don't even know the teams that he played
But
for.
Phoenix Suns is the number one. It was his hat, Mr. Krabs. He was number one. That's what it is. He was number one in our hearts, number one in our minds. Come on now. Smitty Werber, Younger Man Jensen.
See, I'm not even a basketball fan. I know that he played for the Knicks and the Nets. Like, I know that. And you don't even know that.
Absolutely.
You don't even know that.
Michael Doliak, the whole nine on the friggin' New York.
Oh my God. You are Michael Larkin. Where the hell is this coming? Like, who are you trying to impress right now that you're trying to like make it like you know about basketball? What's her name, Mike Larkin? Who are you trying to impress right now?
And I mean, back in the day, you had Earl the Pearl Monroe, who was on the New York Knicks as well. He was
oh my God.
of the NBA Ballers like season mode. Like, come on, man. You cannot go wrong with the NBA Ballers Phenom. It was great. You had friggin' Carmelo Anthony up in the mix too as well. Oh, it was good. A young Mellow homie. Mellow. They call me Yellow Mellow. Come on now. Come on, man.
We're gonna have after we commence recording, we're gonna have to have a serious conversation about who the hell you're trying to impress right now. Because this is you do not watch basketball, Mike Larkin. You do not watch basketball. I've known you for 15 years. Never once have you ever expressed an interest in basketball. Who are you trying to impress? What is her name? And how thick is she?
All right, I just got to add this right now. I fly high, no lie. You know this. Bowling, and now we'll move on. So, man, I got to tell you, basketball aside.
I fucking hate you. I hate you so much.
Basketball
right
aside, my basketball hoop I used to shoot back afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Go back in the house, shoot some hoops.
You used it so little that some of our mutual acquaintances went to your house, pushed the basketball hoop down. Like you didn't even know that it was down, Mike Larkin.
See, now that's just cruelty right there as kids. You know what I'm saying? They threw my basketball hoop down. I wanted to play basketball. And just, it hurts. It hurts right here in mi corazon. In my heart. In my heart. And in my soul. Just dig a hole. Dig a hole. Stan, I blame Stan. Stan is the wrong one. Dear Stan, I wrote you what you still ain't calling. Let my cellular page and my home phone at the bottom. Stan probably played basketball. If Stan wanted to play basketball, I would have played basketball with him. You know what I'm saying? Because I was all up in the mix.
I hate your guts, Mike Larkin. I hate you so much right
I mean, I'd rather play hardball would have been even better, but you know, if you want to play basketball, that's fine. Ain't no.
Hold on. Scratch, Mike, record scratch for a second. can we first of all can we both agree that if Lil Bow Wow and his friends actually played the Cucumbas in a real
They would
game,
have got killed.
they would have gotten their asses beat, Mike
Bow
Larkin.
Wow and
Okay,
Little Zane and Little Wayne and Jermaine.
and then number two, they really made that guy look like a scumbag in the beginning of the movie.
Oh
Fucking
my
like
god.
there was no point about that. Like they really made him a scumbag. And three, I would love to take a walk down Diane Lane, Mike Larkin.
Oh my goodness gracious, she was fine as wine. Absolutely in there like swimwear.
Wow.
What's funny, and also around
Okay,
the time.
proceed.
Right. Well, like you were saying, man, like around the time with Hardball, like you had Jermaine Dupri, who also did a song with Ludacris called Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play, one of my favorite jams. And for those that don't know, Ludacris was also part of the story mode in NBA Ballers Phenom with Chauncey Billups, which was absolutely stupendous and gave it a great story mode going into that video game, just might I add. But you look at it from a stance too as well. Ludacris around that time, early Luda, stand up, move, bitch, get out the way. What your fantasy? Southern hospitality. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I can't ever since he did Pimp My Ride, I can't do Ludacris anymore, Mike Larkin. I just
What did he do, Ludacris? That was Exhibit.
Exhibit Ludacris. The whole thing was Ludacris, Mike Larkin. That's what I think. The whole exhibit was Ludacris, Mike Larkin. That's what I'm
Oh
trying
my
to say.
god! Oh my god! So Exhibit had Get Your Walk On and X. That was some of my favorite jams from back in the day. Get your walk on, get your head tight. I know you're feeling the shit. Shit is dead right. So, I mean, from that particular standpoint, you also had that with the Pimp My Ride video game. We talked about this last time. One of the worst video games ever. I will forget about 50 Cent and that dog shit that he did, man. This is even worse, homie. It is even worse.
I mean, was it though? Is it worse than SOCOM?
Want to go home and play so?
Is it really worse than SOCOM though, Mike Larkin?
Not really, no.
So,
But yeah, no,
so.
I'm right there with you. Hardball,
mm.
Summer Catch. What was the name of that movie with Freddie Prinze Jr.?
I mean, if you wanted to just talk about stuff that had random baseball movies, like why didn't you just stay home and just talk about that stuff in your living room and watch the game? Like why do you have to ruin my enjoyment of a hockey game at a live hockey game because you want to go talk about 90s baseball movies with Freddie Prinze in them?
Oh my goodness, yeah,
I'm sorry, Freddie Prinze Jr. I'm sorry,
that's what happened friggin' when we were when we were watching the friggin' Islanders, man. That is what happened. That's what happened. We're trying to
And
watch.
then no, the clincher was the girl tapping me on the shoulder and going, "Excuse me, can you tell me what number Alexander Ovechkin is? Are you serious right now?
Oh,
Are you serious? Like first, like 8? Can I watch my game now?
yep.
Like, how do you not know what the frig number Alexander Ovechkin is? Like everybody knows that.
Yep. Ayo, man.
Everybody knows that, my friend.
Everybody. But yeah, no. And I mean, I think that was the stuff like we had. Like it's so funny, like to think about the stuff that we have in the hockey games. Like that was the one where you growled after they lost. Grrr. That was the night of the growl.
Everybody in the club get
Okay,
tipsy.
but you also growled after they lost that night.
Mike Larkin, because I just couldn't stand those two Oiler fan girls behind us just being like, "Oh my god, what a great win! Oh my god!" Like remember Mike Larkin? You know what I'm talking
I
about?
know you couldn't stand it. It was those goddamn
And
Oilers fans, like the goddamn Lion Johnson and this
it's
goddamn
goddamn war. It's like, pretty sure that's not an excuse to hit
hit a
a
woman.
woman. I'm pretty sure there is no good excuse for that.
Still one of the worst characters in cinema history. Jenny,
The
bitch,
worst,
go fuck
the
yourself.
worst portrayal of a female on film, I think.
Go
I
fuck
don't I
yourself.
don't I don't think that like the Wicked Witch of the West is a more positive portrayal of a female than Jenny is from Forrest Gump.
She was out of her mind, and then all of a sudden they get together. She has AIDS, dies, tells him that the kid is his. Oh, just it. Oh.
Oh, of the Family Guy thing. Okay, Jenny, I'll raise the AIDS, baby.
Yeah, that's literally what it was. I'm sick. Die like got a cold. No. Oh god, just
Well, his mom was very, very happy because she was
I'm
gonna finally be
dying,
free of his.
Forrest. I'm dying.
Like, I mean, just think about like how happy she was because like she had to bang that horrible principal
E,
just to get him into a normal school.
e. Yes.
Your mama sure cares about your education, boy.
She had to have sex with the guy to get him into the school. And then she's dying. I'm dying for it. And I've never seen someone so happy to know that she was dying. Like, I don't have to deal with this person anymore.
I've never seen cancer be treated as like a gift. Like I'm dying
I'm
for it.
Forrest.
Like Jesus Christ, dude. Like at least pretend that you're at least a little bit sad to leave him. Like Jesus Christ. Like she's getting her bags packed. She's getting the coffin all pimped out. Like I'm gonna have fun in heaven without Forrest.
But yeah, no, that was a very interesting take of cancer and all that. But yeah, no, like I said, that whole movie, I love the movie. It's one of my favorite movies. We quote it all the time. But God damn it, Jenny was such a bitch.
I mean, that's just it gets me every time. Like, just you know, I think it is too. Like, it's because he's special needs, and she's not, and she manipulates him.
I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is.
Like, think about it. Like the only reason why she brought him into her all girls dorm and gave him a handy was just to fuck with her roommate,
To get her jealous and just make her
to
just
get her room no, to get rid of her roommate.
that's right.
Think about that. Like she freaking used him as as like
Sex object.
a sex object to get rid of, to not even for him, just to get rid of her room. Like that is the type of next level fucked up that she is or
That is,
was.
that is next level manipulation.
And I think that because it's us and you know where we're coming from and our backgrounds, like we particularly take that stuff like hard. Like we don't
Right.
like it to see someone that's like us be
Yep.
manipulated and jerked around like that. No, not literally jerked around
I
like that.
don't.
You know what I'm talking about. I'm
Well,
talking, but
I mean, well, I can speak as someone who was born with a learning disability and ADD, and you and I both had to go to the testing center in the friggin' school. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
We both had our trials and tribulations. I get it. So I
You know,
don't
like that it hit movies like that hit
hit
different for
differently.
like the Water Boy. The
Yes.
Water Boy
Right.
hits different for us
Yep.
than it does for other people because he has special needs.
And he's got the stutter, and he's got my mama. My mama said, "Yep."
Like we take that stuff to heart. Like I don't think that like you know people who are uh what do they call neurotypical now.
Neurotypical.
You got to be careful using the word normal now, Mike Larkin, because what does normal mean? But anyway, the neurotypical people, they can't understand like those movies on that level like we can.
Yep. I get
You
it.
know, and I'm not saying that we're better than them. I'm just saying that like we take shit like Jenny to heart because we identify with Forrest in a way that a lot of other people can't.
Right. Easily manipulated, easily finagled. You know what I'm saying? And involved in kerfluffles. So it is
And
what.
all he wants, all that he's guilty of is falling in love.
And falling in love with him, just caring about the woman like that, and she does not even give a fuck about him and his feelings at all, at all.
You know, I mean, we can all relate to being in love at
Yep.
one point or another, and being in love with someone special.
Oh yeah.
But the thought of that someone special, like just absolutely ripping your heart out and stepping on it with like stiletto heels, like Jenny did, is just like that's devastating.
Uh-huh.
And it's even worse because like he probably doesn't even completely realize like how bad she actually is. He's so pure, and this is why the movie is like so great because he's so pure of heart and he's just full of love,
Yep.
like a lot of us are, that he doesn't even like see that. All he sees is like her very, 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 very few good qualities. Long, long, long,
Long,
long,
long
long,
felony.
long.
Oh, I think I just shat myself. So no, I agree with you because here's the thing. Like again, she just comes in his room, like has her come in, stays with her, has sex with him, leaves, has sex with the man, leaves, gets pregnant, homie, and doesn't even tell about the kid until later on.
until he's like 5 and she's already dying of AIDS.
Right. Hmm.
And like the the only times that they had sex was like pity sex,
Mhm.
which is just and I guess like my God, like
We could go on
we could
forever. We could go on
we could
forever
go
about it.
off. We could go off
Just how,
because she
yeah,
is that bad.
she's a
Like
horrible
she's
human
that.
being. She's
She
a
really is.
horrible human being.
And you
Horrible.
know what? I don't want to hear anybody fucking saying like, you should feel bad for her too because she was abused and she had a very love.
She had
No, no,
every
no, no,
right
no.
to be a bitch.
Like, that's not an excuse. Just because you have your own. Everybody has problems, Mike Clarkin.
Yes.
Everybody has gone through trials and tribulations in their life. Everybody's had hardships. That's not an excuse for you to not still be a good person. At the end of the day, it's your responsibility, no matter what you do or what you've gone through, to still be a good person. Okay? Jenny is not someone who is worthy of sympathy because she still, at the end of the day, had a responsibility to Forrest to at least treat him like a human being and not manipulate him and put her feelings ahead of his all the time.
Right. No, I completely agree. And I know what happened with, her getting molested by the father and everything that happened there.
No, 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 my Logan. He was always hugging them and
Kissing
kissing them.
them. God almighty. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but yeah, it doesn't mean. I mean, here's the thing: everybody's got, like you mentioned, everybody's got problems, but it doesn't mean that you have to be a shitty person. Like for real.
Yeah, yeah. Look, mental illness is illness. It's sick. Just because you have a sickness doesn't negate your responsibility to be a good person in the world. I think it's everybody's responsibility to do their part and contribute to society, at least try to be good people. And having problems and having mental illness or having disorders doesn't excuse you from that.
Nope.
And a lot of people think that it does. And I think that that's very concerning and that's really sad because that then you can use that then to justify, terrible, terrible behavior.
Well, that's the thing too, homie. And I look at it from a stance too as well. Like with everything nowadays, I mean, you got to be careful. Well, like we talk about, we live in a society where we got to be careful what we have to say and all this stuff. And I'm like, look, I
Mm-hmm.
get mental health, but for mental health, and we all go through mental health. We all, like we talk about, all having problems. We all go through stuff, mind, body, and soul. You know what I'm saying? It's mentally, spiritually, what have you. But still, at the end of the day, that doesn't give an excuse to be a shitty person. You know what I'm saying? It does. It not everything can be accustomed or really accumulated to and just be described as upon as mental health. No, you know what I'm saying? You got to take accountability.
Yeah. And so many. Where's he going? Oh, he's going to get. He's is he leaving? He's not leaving, is he? He's
Oh,
not going to leave. He's letting the cat in.
uh,
Is that Bo?
yes, it was, homie.
That's Bo Derek?
Stop it.
Where's the cat?
Finish your
Where's the cat?
vegetables, Bradley. Finish your vegetables, Bradley. Forget y'all.
Oh man, what a gosh. Love Bo Derek, but my luck. Also, where's the cat at? I've seen the cat. I'm looking for the cat.
Oh God, friggin' To Catch a Predator, Chris Hansen. Oh God, this dude literally. I'm gonna put the photo in when we get to this part of the show here, folks. I'm gonna
Oh,
put the
oh
photo in.
no, oh
Yes,
no.
we're gonna put it in. So the guy wanted to have sex. He got naked, brought cool whip, homie. He got naked, brought cool whip, and he wanted to have sex with the girl, the teenage girl, the underage girl, might I add, and her cat. And he wanted her to do it with the cat, and then he's gonna do it with you. Threesome with the cat on To Catch a Predator.
Oh, Mike Larkin. I heard they're trying to bring that back.
Oh, come on. No.
They're trying to do Chris Hansen to catch a predator again, Mike Larkin,
He
because
had a show like where he was doing something similar to that, but I'm like, come on now, man. Again.
well, I mean, you remember what happened with the first one, right? I mean, they didn't follow police procedure, and all those people that they caught had to be let go,
I know.
which like I thought was gonna like ruin Chris Hansen's career, but apparently, like,
It did.
no, they still want to do it.
I don't know, man. But we've seen a lot of bad stuff, and I think we talk about movies, and I got to say this: one of his worst ones is one that we had to watch in school, particularly health class, and I remember watching it in a living environment. The one and only Morgan Spurlock and Super Size Me, and then he did the one about about like the chicken. You know what I'm saying? The chicken. The one about the chicken. with the
That was all bullshit, Mike Larkin.
you
That
hate.
guy is the biggest. Morgan Spurlock is one of the biggest grifters in the history of documentaries.
I had a double quarter pounder to start, and then by 30 days I gained about 25 pounds.
No, remember, like, oh man, like, oh, I'm just, I feel so sick and I'm dizzy, I'm lightheaded. And it's like,
No, that's
really, you weren't sick enough to like get all that lighting correct and set your camera up
hold on.
perfectly. Like you weren't that sick.
Hold on. If
How
you're gonna
sick
do it,
are
if
you?
you're gonna do it, if you're gonna do it right, sir. Do it right.
Like
Hold on. Kind of having some chest pains right now. My heart's really really racing. Just I'm getting all tingly. I'm really dizzy right now. Just,
it's like, but your lighting is perfect though.
lighting's perfect.
Your lighting is.
I'm just gonna take off my shirt and oh man, like my heart's racing. I'm getting got a stomach ache. I'm sweating. My palms.
How'd you get your camera set up to be in the exact perfect angle right now?
No, and he's sitting there all serious, like sweating. Just oh man, like it's 2:30 in the morning.
Like this is the thing. It's like he wouldn't let he faked his books. He faked his logs
Yes.
and wouldn't let people see the real logs. All of the data in that movie is pretty much garbage because it's not what actually happened.
No.
He fudged a lot of stuff on that. And again, that was all because they were going to give him a piece of this lawsuit that they were bringing against the fast food companies. He was getting a piece of that. That's why he made that documentary to make it was all about
The
the
Monday.
dollar bill, y'all. The greenbacks, Mike Larkin. That's what it was. That's all that was about. And yet they showed, and yet the geniuses that were running the health department at our school thought that this was all on the up and up, and felt that
Right, but it's
this was
educational.
this is educate. Yeah, I thought that. Oh yeah, we need to. These are all facts. We need to tell the students this because this is all real stuff. Like you would think that highly educated people would at least know enough to at least do their own research to find out if something that they're showing their students is actually legitimate.
No,
You would think,
I know.
right? I mean, you would think that at least like if you've come far enough in life to get a job as a health teacher and you've gone through all the college and you've gone through all the training and all that stuff that you would at least know to do your own research about what you're actually teaching and whether it's actually something that is valid, true information and that kids actually need to know. And not only did they not do that, they showed us the deluxe edition with extra facts going across the screen, which was like packed with extra bullshit.
Right. Yeah, I got to be on top. And well, here's the thing about that girl. That shit that food looked like crap. Number one. Number
Well,
two,
I mean, it's vegan, so
no comment. Because I can. Well, yeah, she's feeding him vegan crap, and he's just sitting there eating this thing, and she's like, how are you? How do you keep doing this? Like I'm just trying to do whatever, and he's going in the world's fattest city, Houston, Texas, and he's getting like all this stuff. I'm in the fattest city in the world, Houston, Texas. I'm here with the Big Mac guy who hasn't even gained a lot of weight after eating all those Big Macs for years. I'm here with the girl who's inspired by Jared, which that really aged well. And Jared doing the speeches, showing his pants, his pants. Oh, I know, right? The Jared thing aged well.
Well, look, I was watching something on you. It was a recording of something on YouTube from like 2007,
Yeah.
and the first thing that I saw on this tape is a Subway commercial with Jared surrounded by little leaguers.
Oh, oh, oh my god!
I mean, they were literally bringing him his own. They were literally bringing the victims to him. Like he didn't even have to
Oh
go. He
man!
really didn't even have to go find them. They were literally bringing them to him.
Oh man! I can't even watch those old Subway commercials because it just makes me feel all icky. What a dick!
Yeah. Oh my god. It's cringe, man. It's very creepy.
Very, very, very creepy.
And then of course, the postscript to that whole thing is as soon as he got back into prison, he gained all of that weight back.
Of course he did.
He gained it all back.
Of course he did.
And I mean, I'm sure that they had a lot of fun with him in prison. You know what I'm saying, Mike Larkin? Like you always say, Mike Larkin, more cushion for the pushing, right, Mike Larkin?
Don't drop
There's
the
just
soap.
more than the love, right, Mike Larkin?
Don't fucking drop the soap, bitch. But yeah, no, it just
B, BSD, Mike Larkin. Hashtag BSD.
stop it.
Hashtag LFC, Mike Larkin.
How about you
That's
just
what it's all about. That's
how about,
what it's all about.
how about you just shut up? Do the hokey pokey. So fucking wrong for that. But yeah, no, it is what it is. And I mean that whole thing. I mean, he was a part of like a lot of the best week evers I remember with VH1. Like a lot of his stuff was featured on Best Week Ever. Remember back in the day with VH1, the best week ever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Chocolate Dookie on the wall, John Mayer and freaking Farad Small. Oh, you don't know this chocolate rain down on me. Chocolate Dookie on the wall.
Who was the Christian something
Christian
that the
Finnegan.
one?
Christian Finnegan.
Yeah, Christian Finnegan. Yeah. He was always on that show. He
Yep.
was actually pretty funny, Mike Logan. I remember that guy. He was actually pretty funny.
He was also around the days of I love the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, part two. And
Yeah, they were doing all those interview shows from when we were in high school, right?
yep.
Like in middle school, like all that was like serious nostalgia. Cause like they did like 3 separate series of I Love the 80s. So like every year from the 80s
I love the 80s.
has
I love the 80s Strikes Back and part two.
and well not I Love the 80s 3D.
3D,
Part
thank you.
two was I Love the 90s is part 2.
90s part two, yeah.
But like for every year of the 80s now, there's 3 hours of fucking content
Yep.
from those shows.
Yes, sir.
Which like it's like it's amazing. Like you never thought that you could spend 3 hours just talking about 1980 or 1981, but like they did it. They
Yep.
stretched that shit into 3. Like Mike Larkin, I couldn't possibly do a show like that where I stretch like 1 year or one area of pop culture into 3 fucking hours.
I mean,
Think about that, Mike Larkin. They did 3 separate series on each year. So there's 3 hours of that's insane.
you kind of literally did that with Golden Age for a little while.
What are you talking about? Like, I did not spend 3 hours on
And it
on
felt
that.
like, it felt like 3 hours when you were talking about, Cheryl Teagues and all these women, man. You just kept going.
Wow, Mike Logan, that's not predictable at all. That you're going to throw that back in my face. Well, Mike Logan, you need to pick a new lane, Mike Larkin. You need to pick a new note to play, Mike Larkin, because this is getting a little bit worn out, Mike Larkin.
Not really.
You know?
That's what you
Yeah,
do.
no. It is because I saw it coming from a mile away, and it's just it's you need better material than that. Okay,
I tell you
okay?
all the time, this is what you are. You're the
No. Mike Larkin, these shows are old now. These
Yes.
are from a very long time ago now. This is not my current self anymore. Okay? So you don't give me that rock eyebrow, okay? You're not Dwayne the Rock Johnson, okay, Mike Larkin? Okay? Or Rocky Johnson or Bruno Johnson or whatever the hell his dad was. Freaking goddamn Don Johnson. This guy and coach who thinks he's Don Johnson just called me grade A beef.
Holy shit, that guy was good.
They're on this plane. No way.
No way. First of all,
he asked me to join the Mile High Club.
what's the Mile High Club?
that's
First of all, sir, The Rock's father was Soul Man Rocky Johnson, and the High Chief Peter Maivia was the grandfather. We all know about Soul Man Rocky Johnson. Don't you dare talk about him like that. Like, also, don't you talk about Luther Vandross like that. So,
talk about Luther
Vandross. So, but yes, the Mile High Club. Oh, wedding singer, love it.
And also, that is my laugh. Right? That's my laugh. Basically, it's the mischievous giggle, right, Mike Larkin? It's the mischievous
giggle mixed with Raji. Yep.
Yeah. That's basically. You got me pegged, Mike Larkin. Very few people have had my laugh pegged, and you got it.
I got you, man. I know what
there's a couple other people that get it, but you definitely got it.
And what we do and what we got is great content and everything wrapped into one for here at the Steve Mike Show Podcast Network and the Steve Mike Shows. And I will say this for those who have stuck around with us for all this time throughout the years and throughout this show where we just do, thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean,
Congratulations.
you're a
You're a
trooper.
trooper. You're a
You've gotten
trooper.
this far. Like, good for you for putting up with us.
And we got a lot more stuff to come. And I'm gonna step back, sir, because you are doing your thing on your YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Where can we follow you on the social medias? And I'll promote our shows and everything. You go ahead first.
Well. Let's see if I can remember all of these now because it's just I did get it right last time. I
Yes, you
went
did.
for the first time ever. So big tough act to follow.
Yes.
So let's see. On Twitter at Steve Nicks. No, I'm sorry, Mike Larkin. I rebranded myself.
Oh God.
At Real SM Show 1 now on Twitter.
He's proud of himself. He is.
That's legit. Because this is the thing now. Over the years, I've actually developed the ability to follow through on things now. So I actually went the next day and actually changed my Twitter handle and I sent it to Mike Larkin.
Like, he really did it.
That's one of the ways I've changed is that I've developed the ability to actually follow through on my bullshit.
Like, why? Why you got to do real? I'm putting
because it's fucking hilarious.
Just fucking with my Twitter handle I've had for years. For years.
Nobody thinks that anymore, though, Mike Clark.
Yeah, nobody thinks that anymore. Nobody fucking knows that you're really SM one. Stop it.
That's what it said. It says it on the internet, Mike Clark. So it
must be true. It must be true. All right, real not SM Show 1.
And then Instagram at
hold on, you forgot more of the Twitters, you son of a bitch. You forgot.
Oh, sorry. At SNHE Pod on Twitter for the hockey experience. At Golden Age Pod.
Yep.
I'm occasionally active on that sometimes, but I'm mostly retweeting pictures of like Gillian Anderson or Marilyn Monroe.
You forgot about Islanders Pride, man. Islanders Pride.
At Twitter at Real Isles Pride and Islanders Pride on YouTube.
Yep.
If you're into classic hockey content, which is I understand it's very niche, but you never know. It's worth a shot putting it out there. So,
on Instagram,
Instagram at Stevie Nicks, yep. Right? At Stevie Nicks or at Steve with a C, not a. I am not that Stevie Nicks,
which used to be his old Twitter. Then he changed it. That son of a bitch. So,
I am Mike Larkin. I am much more attractive than her. You can admit that, right?
You stud muffin, you. Absolutely.
They can't handle all this.
They can't handle all of this, Mike Larkin. All of this. Yeah.
I don't think you can handle this.
So if you want to follow yours truly, check me out at SM Show 1 or at MCL92. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, Mike Larkin 92, SoundCloud.com/MC Larkin 92.
The Clips channel on YouTube too, right?
Yes. The Steve Mike Show clips, which will also be in the description. Thank you, homie.
I got to get back on that again too, by the way.
It's all right. Hey, man. We're up and running. You just got to put more on there. You're good.
Yep.
MikeShow.com, Larkin_92 and MLarkinMB on the Instagram front. And you can check me out, LFCfights.com, Capital Championship Wrestling. Links are in the description for my stuff, for homie stuff. We got a lot of great content for you together forever, like we're Rick Astley and Seth.
And wherever you're listening to this now, you can find us on most places where you get podcasts and also on the YouTube.
Yep.
Which is, I think people don't realize how easy and accessible YouTube is for podcasts. Like if you just put it on there, and it's very, very easy. And
yep.
Again, we do this for fun right now. We don't have any sponsors right now. We're open to getting sponsors if you're interested. I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine many people want us to sponsor us right now, but anyway, it's totally free. You can get it on YouTube. Yep. So and also again, subscribe to all the channels and you'll get a bunch of great content. Like we've been saying, Mike Larkin does a great job with the production. I mean, he puts a lot of effort and work into editing all these things and putting all the pretty logos and pictures on here. And so he does. It's really really good and convenient, and definitely give us likes and subscribes. We really appreciate it. It helps us get out there a little bit more. And anything else you want to say, Mike Larkin?
Well, thank you. And also, you'll be getting the shorts of this. I've started adding shorts to the YouTube channel here. So you got some of the
Yeah.
stuff on there, which is awesome. And as well, but first of all, Dazzy Dangerously has gave us so many logos over the years. So shout out to
Shout out to Daz.
and the other thing I will say is the only other thing that we forgot to mention is if you want to get audio besides SoundCloud, we are on Anchor, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
man. Give us a
That's
listen.
what I'm saying. Most places where you can find podcasts, you can find. I know we got to get on Apple though, Mike. We got to work on Apple still.
Yeah, all right, man. I
But
got you.
we'll figure that out. We'll cross that bridge. Don't worry about it. If we're well represented right now, so I'm not worried about that.
All right.
But
That's
just thinking
something.
out loud.
Let's think it out loud, be here for the future.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And folks, thank you for listening to another edition of the Steve and Mike Show. We'll be back next month, as this is a monthly thing, and you guys get to see our lovely faces. And we'll have more Stevie Nicks hockey
I
experiences.
feel so sorry for them, Mike Morgan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. But tune in to more.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Don't be hating. I'll buy your cars. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo-hoo. I am for real. Oh, this is why I love what we do. Folks, thank you for listening. We'll talk to you in the next episode. Do you have any other final words for these peeps, homie?
Stay true to yourself. Self-love is self-care. Self-care is self-love. And whatever the hell you think that means is what it means. And also, Mike Logan, me and your daughter.
Got a special thing going on. You say it's puppy love. You say it's full grown. Hope
Hope
that
that you feel this way forever.
You can burn a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. Miss
Miss
Jackson.
Jackson.
See you next time.